Hi guys, and welcome to my first YouTube video on this channel. So I decided to start the channel basically showcasing my latest model, which I posted on Rebrickable, the instructions for it, I mean. You'll have the link in the description uh, to Rebrickable and also to my Instagram, I post some stuff there too. So I'm known as Blockwise, and I do Lego models. This is basically what I do, what I'll do on this channel too. I'll showcase models, my models. I will discuss with you guys about Lego stuff or designing. I'll post updates. I also have a Patreon set up, but I will not post anything special there yet. I don't think so, at least. But you have an option to support me if you want there. Um, So yeah, I've started doing this about 3-4 years ago. I didn't really do it consistently, but I started to enjoy it. Maybe I'll do it more often. Okay, so let's explore this model in the program in Studio we are right now. I'll try to put some pictures somewhere while I showcase different areas of the model and how I designed them. I mean, how I came to make them in such a way. So this is one of the only models so far that I made which has a complete interior. So you can see here that we have the interior as well. And it's a pretty complex interior. It's not, you know, it's not done in a hurry. Although I would have made some things differently, nothing is really perfect. Overall, I'm very pleased with what we have here. Yeah, so let's start with the outside. So I've made another version of the spice harvester. This is version 2, by the way. And I wasn't really happy with it, even though everyone seemed to enjoy it and people started building it. I decided to start working on this version. This one is much more accurate, I think. Uh, so, of course, the first things which I started to design was the tracks, because these sort of gave me the scale of the whole build, and these spice extractors things. I wanted the tracks to feel detailed, but I wanted to keep the scale, the size of the model as small as possible. If we look here, the model is still quite huge, so 3002 pieces, and it's about 20 by 30 by 10 centimeters, or you can see here all the units, different types of units, and it weighs 1.7 kilos. So yeah, still it's a big one. A lot of pieces are in the inside for the interior too. um, so I started with the wheels, then worked my way up, figured how to make, I mean, it's a bit messy, I'm not perfect, I'm learning. Figured how to make this area here the main bottom of it, the plate. And actually there's a Technic frame inside, which I did my best to do it. Let me see. Okay, here where it is. Oh yeah, it's here. Mm, yeah, here it's part of it. So this Technic frame sort of goes, let's see, it goes, like this. It connects here. So, the whole body is kind of connected through it as well, but also through regular connections and pieces and bricks. So I think it has a good structure. Then I started designing the outer shell, which has a lot of details, but I tried to keep them quite balanced, you know. So we have this bit here, which goes like this. Very nice, simple detail, nothing complex. This bit here, we have some nice differences in, the roof is a bit higher up than this part here, and it goes sort of inside, inwards, like this. So I wanted to sort of those sort of details. This area here is a little bit interesting too. Then these guys, as you can see, they just simple technique, nothing complicated. These guys too, I would have liked them to connect with the bottom of the model or the back of the model here, like you see in the movies, but I forgot about it completely. So yeah, it's okay. So yeah, I went and did the sides of it, and the front was also a huge challenge because I had to make these pieces properly supported here because it's a very thin wall. Well, sorry, I mean not so thin if you look at it like this, but still, uh, it's, I don't know. It was a challenge to support these top pieces a bit more. I had to come up with some beams here as well. For the bottom ones, I had to put something under them to connect them properly and still have the model look good. And then here, it took me a while to figure out how to make this front section, which looks like, it has a grill in the front, maybe an exhaust, or not exhaust. I don't think that's exhaust. Maybe this is exhaust. I think this is like intake or something for air. And this is, connected here through these two. I forgot how they are called. I know they're here. Brackets, yeah, these things. Yep. The original design had different tracks. If we look here, the original design was quite different. What I'm doing, sort by date. Okay, this is the first thing. Oh yeah, actually, did I start with the wheels, the tracks? I don't know. Maybe this was just the frame. I was still working on the tracks. Yeah, this is the first idea. It was a bit different and it had some other interesting things to it, but overall it's the same design. But you can see here, this is the first version, which I thought looked amazing too. I mean, it looks like a monster truck of some sort. The tracks are inspired from a sand crawler made by, I forgot the name. He used these tracks for the sand crawler from Star Wars. Those that machine used by the Jawas. Yeah. So then I said, okay, this is too much, and I mean, I kind of stick with it for a while. Yeah, these were the first uh, spice harvester thingies. As you can see, it was quite different here. The top part was a little bit down than the edge here, you see, but I decided to not do that. This was how it looked a bit funny. That's it, a bit funny. So then this is the first version with the new tracks. The front was also different, not what I wanted. Here I improved those things. Yeah, so I think I started with the body actually. Okay, I added a bit of details here for these side collectors, like this. Then I decided to add the central big brick basically to support it, so everything is perfectly leveled. Everything perfectly leveled, and this is very important. It helps with the structure above. So this is a micro fig. So this is sort of in micro scale, sort of okay in scale with the figure here, but still the figure is a bit too big, I think, but it's close. Okay, so let's have a look at the interior, which actually took me not so much. I think it took me about 4 days, and I worked on it, I think, 4 or 5 hours. I mean, I'm not sure how much I worked. I think it was a few days, maybe 3 4 hours a day here and there. I scrapped a lot of ideas, and I was stuck a lot of the times. But yeah, I think the interior took me about 4 days, including, of course, the structure to support everything. So you can see that I started with, yeah, I think I started with the main, the central section here with this corridor, little doors, details, two pipes on each side, curves, they curve like that, and they go in the behind in the processor of, or refinery if you want, where they refine the thing they collect, the spice. So yeah, you can imagine that they are connected to these guys here. I know in the original model they have 5 of these, but I didn't have space for it, so we have only 4. Little corridor. Here we have some random, you know details, and you can imagine that these are either wires or ducts, little panels and venting vents. Again, little details here. Let's see. Let's get these out of the way. Storage. So these are basically silos for the spice where they collect it. A little small detail here, some other stuff here. Then we have the same on this side. We have a nice, by the way, black railing or something, all the way, everywhere. We have a little control panel, and let's see, you know, it's pretty okay in scale. I'm gonna try and, oh, yeah, anyway, it's close. You can imagine that it's in scale with that guy, so you can hear you activate this or do your thing, check everything that is okay. The ducts curve up, and this is the processor or refinery, and then you can imagine that the rest gets ejected here. So yeah. Now the front, a bit more interesting. I mean, not necessarily, but we have different things here. Two identical rooms on each side with doors. Everything has doors, and you can sort of a little bit see the internal structure. We can grab it actually. This is the internal structure. Yeah, we have some, random stuff, maintenance stuff. I don't know, machinery. Then a console, central console, and 4 seats for. This is the control room and where the driver sits, and some other guy maybe checks the status of the machine, whatever. Yeah. So this is about it. It was a lot of work. It took me about 7 months to figure. I took a lot of breaks. If I would not have taken those breaks, I think it would have been done in like maybe 1 month of, daily work. Maybe 1 month, but I did a lot of breaks, and at one point I just gave up. Yeah, so then I think that 5 months later I just came back to it, and here we are. I finished it finally. Okay, that's about it. So yeah, I don't know. I just mumbled a bunch. I don't know if what I said is interesting, but let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna make some of these videos and see what happens. I can find things to say about each model I make. Maybe I could go into a bit more of a story and tell you why I made it and stuff like that. I can actually tell you why I made it. I'm fascinated by these things because they look just incredible, of course. They are huge, they move very slow, they they are basically an entire base of operations. And the scenes in the Dune movie just made me love it so much more. I don't know what else to say. It's an amazing piece of machinery, and we have the NASA crawler, which is a real thing, and it's real close to this one. Not in size, maybe, but I think that also in size it gets a little close to it. So yeah, we also have something in real life like that. So it's an amazing piece of engineering, and it's definitely a realistic thing. You may expect to see some kind of beast like this uh, harvesting stuff, in a desert. Maybe it's a lot of work to do to maintain it and to build it. If something breaks, I think it's a hassle to try and repair it. It's a hassle to transport it. In the movie, they have carryalls, which took them. So I also implemented this X shape. You can imagine the carryall coming here and attaching its little claws somewhere here. So yeah, you can see more details here. Again, tried not to overdo it, but we have some asymmetry here. I think that I should have done more asymmetry in the interior because it's too symmetrical. I have a problem with symmetry. I know. I'm gonna try and fix it in the future. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy, guys. See you later.